In January 2009, pilot Chesley "Sully" Sullenberger faced one of the most critical moments of his career. Shortly after takeoff, his plane lost both engines. Protocol and logic told him to return to the airport or look for a nearby landing strip. But something deeper within him whispered a different answer. His intuition spoke. Land in the Hudson River. That decision, seemingly irrational to some, saved the lives of 155 people. This wasn't luck. It wasn't coincidence. It was the power of trusting that quiet voice inside, the voice we all carry within us. Today, I want to talk to you about that voice, that subtle yet powerful guide we call intuition, because you have it too. And today, we'll learn how to not only listen to it, but to strengthen it through knowledge, awareness, and spiritual clarity. Are you ready to trust yourself again? Let's begin. If you're new to this channel, welcome to Esoteric Philosophy. Subscribe now and activate the bell so you never miss the deep spiritual insights we share every week. Intuition is the kind of knowing that bypasses logic. It's not a random guess or fleeting thought. It's a sacred whisper from your soul, a resonance, a vibration that says, this is true, even if it doesn't yet make sense to the mind. Spiritually speaking, intuition is our bridge to the divine. It is the language our higher self uses to guide us through the illusions of the material world. It comes not from thought, but from presence. Caroline Myss, renowned author of Anatomy of the Spirit, teaches that our intuitive faculties are deeply rooted in our energy system, particularly the 6th and 7th chakras, our centers of perception and divine wisdom. She explains that intuition is not supernatural, but supremely natural. When your energy is aligned, your body and spirit become a tuning fork for divine insight. You begin to perceive beyond the obvious, to feel truth rather than just analyze it. In one of her teachings, Myss shares the case of a woman who repeatedly felt a deep inner resistance when accepting a new job, despite it appearing perfect on paper. Months later, the company collapsed, but she had already chosen another path, thanks to that intuitive no. Deepak Chopra adds a profound layer in the Book of Secrets, where he writes, "The soul whispers truth, but the noise of the mind drowns it out." He teaches that intuition is what happens when your awareness expands beyond the ego and touches the infinite. In essence, intuition is the soul's GPS. It doesn't always offer the most logical route, but it always leads you home. From a metaphysical perspective, we can say that intuition connects us to the Akashic field, the universal memory or spiritual library of all that has been and all that is. When we are clear, still, and open, our consciousness can access this field. Why is intuition so important, then? Because in a world filled with noise, external pressures, and conditioned fears, your intuition is your compass. It brings you back to alignment, to inner authority, to the divine spark that always knows your next step. To ignore your intuition is to become deaf to your soul's wisdom, but to embrace it is to begin living in harmony with your highest truth. So today, let's remember that intuition isn't rare, it's sacred, it's available, and it's yours to reclaim. If intuition is such a powerful inner guide, why do so many of us feel disconnected from it? The answer lies in how we've been conditioned to live. From a young age, we're taught to prioritize logic over feeling, conformity over authenticity. School systems reward answers, not questions. Society trains us to trust experts more than ourselves. This creates what spiritual teachers call energetic interference, the accumulation of mental noise, emotional baggage, and unconscious beliefs that cloud our inner perception. Caroline Myss often speaks of intuitive paralysis as a symptom of unhealed emotional wounds. When your past pain goes unacknowledged, it becomes a filter through which you interpret reality. You might sense danger where there is none, or ignore true signals because you've been taught to doubt yourself. Deepak Chopra emphasizes the role of the ego. The ego thrives on certainty and control, whereas intuition flows from surrender and presence. When your mind is dominated by fear, your intuitive signals become distorted or silenced. Examples of blocks include overthinking, analyzing every decision until you drown out subtle intuitive signals; fear of being wrong, a fear deeply rooted in needing validation; trauma and mistrust, especially if your truth was dismissed in childhood; external noise, constant exposure to media, opinions, and societal narratives. But there's hope. These blocks are not permanent. They are simply layers that can be peeled away. One spiritual practice to heal this disconnection is shadow work, the practice of exploring and integrating the parts of ourselves we suppress. As Myss teaches, when you own your shadows, your light, your intuition shines clearer. Another is meditation, which Chopra describes as the gateway to the field of pure potentiality. When you enter stillness regularly, the mind becomes a servant, and the soul becomes the guide once more. Clearing these blocks is like cleaning a window. The view was always there, it was simply obscured. Now we arrive at a key principle of this video. Knowledge is not the enemy of intuition. It is its amplifier. When we cultivate wisdom, spiritual, psychological, experiential, we build an inner framework that makes intuitive insight clearer, stronger, and more trustworthy. Caroline Myss says that developing your intuitive voice is like learning a language. And what is language without vocabulary? Knowledge gives your intuition structure, a way to express what it perceives. Through studying metaphysical systems like the chakras, the Kabbalah, or the teachings of the mystics, we begin to decode the symbols and sensations intuition often uses. For instance, let's look at Myss's teachings in Sacred Contracts. She explains that our life purpose is revealed through archetypes, universal patterns that appear in myth, religion, and psychology. By studying them, we gain a clearer lens for interpreting our inner signals. Knowledge also demystifies what intuition is. In Deepak Chopra's How to Know God, he speaks of intuition as a form of direct knowing that transcends the sensory mind. When we learn about the 7 levels of divine experience he outlines, from instinctual awareness to cosmic consciousness, we see where our intuitive experiences fit in the grand map of spiritual evolution. Studying doesn't replace intuition, it deepens it. It helps us know when our feelings are fear-based reactions or soul-led guidance. Here's a simple example. If you've studied emotional intelligence and chakra theory, you may notice that recurring pain in your throat might not be physical. It could be your 5th chakra, blocked from not speaking your truth. Your intuition was telling you, but knowledge gave it clarity, and beyond books, life experience is also knowledge. Every challenge, every relationship, every mistake gives shape to your intuitive clarity. Wisdom is intuition plus reflection. So the more you know, not just intellectually but spiritually, the more precise your intuitive compass becomes. The mind and soul, when integrated, become a powerful channel for divine guidance. So now that we've explored the spiritual and practical depths of intuition, how do you begin to unlock yours? Here are a few practices that can open your intuitive channels and bring that inner voice to the forefront of your daily life. Daily stillness. Begin each day with just 5 to 10 minutes of silence. No music, no phone. Just sit and listen. Your soul doesn't shout. It whispers, Stillness is the gateway. Journaling. Your inner voice. Before bed, ask yourself, what did my intuition try to tell me today? Write without editing. Over time, you'll see patterns and guidance emerging. Strengthen the third eye chakra. This is your center of intuition. Practices like trataka, candle gazing, using amethyst crystals, or essential oils like frankincense can stimulate this energy center. Read spiritually expansive texts. Choose one book. Perhaps Carolyn Miss's Sacred Contracts or Deepak Chopra's The Book of Secrets, and read it with presence. Let its energy attune your awareness. Follow intuitive nudges. Start small. If you feel drawn to a certain route home, a book, or reaching out to someone, try it. These small exercises build your inner trust muscle. Practice discernment. Not every feeling is intuition. Learn to tell the difference between fear-based reactions and soul-guided insights. This is where knowledge becomes your ally. Spiritual community. Share your journey. Speak your intuitive insights out loud. The more you give your inner voice space to be heard, the louder and clearer it becomes. As Caroline Miss says, your spirit is the compass of your life. And Deepak Chopra reminds us that the more expanded your awareness, the more silent and potent your intuition becomes. You don't need to become a mystic overnight. Just take the next right step. One moment of clarity, one breath of presence. That's where the awakening begins. So I leave you with this. Your intuition is not broken. It's just waiting for you to come home. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and comment below. What has your intuition been trying to tell you lately? And don't forget to subscribe to Esoteric Philosophy, where we explore the deep mysteries of spirit, soul, and self-awareness every week. Until next time, trust your soul. It always knows the way.